If you feel like your hard-earned money is spent too quickly, then you might be guilty of wasting money in these 12 areas. I know I am. Okay, so this might not be the best way to introduce myself, but hi, I'm Carrie, and I've unknowingly wasted a lot of money over the years, and now you don't have to make the same mistakes. So starting out the first way most people waste money, which if you don't stop doing this first thing, you'll have a very hard time ever saving money. Did you know 3 in 5 Americans are in credit card debt, owing an average of $5,875? Since the average credit card interest rate is over 24%, if you hold a credit card balance, you could be wasting thousands of dollars a year, if not tens of thousands. And that's just on interest, not including your principal balance. So if you even have $1,000 in debt and you're only making the minimum $25 payment, you'll pay $1,031 in interest, and that's 103% of the original debt. Don't worry if this is you. I was in the exact same boat and had over $10,000 in credit card debt, but generally the easiest way to knock out all of your debt is by paying your credit card balance in full every single month and making bigger payments whenever you have the cash. And by the way, I've been testing tons of money hacks to save and earn extra money, and I'm gonna share it in my video next month, so subscribe and turn on notifications. Okay, so the second place you may be wasting money is one of the fastest ways that I personally waste money, and that is going out to restaurants and bars. And if you also order delivery way too often, comment lazy below. Business Insider actually did a breakdown of the cost savings of eating out instead of eating at home, and they found that if the average American cooked at home and instead invested that money from the food savings into a high yield savings account, which by the way isn't even a high growth account, they could make nearly $75,000 over the course of 10 years. When you prepare your own meals at home as often as possible, you cut out the 300% restaurant markup. I personally like hosting house and dinner parties anyways, but what about you? I actually cover all of the ways that I save money on restaurants in this video, but here's one really important tip before we move on to number 3, because we can't expect ourselves to cook every single meal every single day. Before I go out to eat or before I go and get takeout, I always claim a restaurant cashback offer in the free Upside app. They have offers at over 65,000 restaurants across the US. There are tons of options literally everywhere for anything that you possibly want to eat. And since I always try to claim the highest possible offer, I usually earn 10 to 15% cashback at these restaurants. This is way higher than any credit card cashback rewards. You can actually earn those rewards on top of the Upside cashback. So if you haven't downloaded the Upside app yet and you like to go out to eat, Upside is giving all YouTube subscribers a bonus 10% cashback on your first restaurant or convenience store purchase when you sign up with the code YouTube10. Okay, now on to number 3. I can't think of anything more aggravating than all of a sudden remembering a bill that I didn't pay and now I have a stupid late fee. Well, other than overpaying for iPhones and all streaming platforms. More on this later. CNBC found that bank fees and late fees cause Americans to lose an average of $577 per year. You're just throwing this money down the drain. That's like 2 months of groceries. So to avoid late fees, I have autopay set up on all of my credit cards and loan payments every single month. And this means in order for me to avoid overdraft fees, I need to make sure I have enough in my bank account, first of all, to pay for the credit cards and all my other expenses and bills. I force myself to check my bank and credit card statements every single Sunday now because trust me, it's much better to face the truth than live in oblivion, waste thousands of dollars. Remember this, if you know how much you have in each of your accounts, you won't accidentally get charged for overdrafting them or trying to pay for something with insufficient funds. The fourth way you might be wasting money is actually by not earning money where you could be earning money. For example, just from the things that you're already buying. Cashback apps and credit cards are one of the easiest and most overlooked ways to make extra cash. They give you a certain percentage of your purchase back in the form of real cash, statement credits, points, or gift cards. No, I'm not saying to spend more on useless things that you don't need, which I'm gonna cover in a future video about things I don't buy anymore. I am, however, saying that you can earn on travel, restaurants, groceries, gas, and even some entertainment purchases, like when you take your family out to the movies. Why not earn this extra cash when you're already spending it? For example, anytime I need gas, I first always look at Upside and claim a cashback offer on the gas that I'm gonna have to buy anyway. And since I always aim high on my cashback, I try to at least earn 10 cents per gallon on all of my gas purchases. And then if I need a snack or another Red Bull if I'm on a road trip, I usually pair up a gas offer with the convenience store offer so I can get cashback on those things as well. And there's more. I've always wanted to say that. I then layer extra cashback percentage by paying with my cashback credit card. So in total, total, I earn an average of 16 to 20% cashback on most of my gas purchases. And this really adds up if you drive a lot, which a lot of us do to travel to work, or especially if you are a rideshare or you're a delivery driver. And if this is you, you can get an extra 25 cents per gallon cashback on your first fuel up with Upside at any of the over 30,000 locations across the US. Just sign up with the code YouTube to get that offer. I cover my favorite credit cards and my top earning cashback apps and Chrome extensions in these videos. On to number 5. I'm honestly tired of tech companies like Apple pressuring us to get the latest iPhone. I'm recording on an iPhone 13 right now and it's fine. Before that, I had the iPhone X for 4 years. So before you go out and get the latest new tech gadget, ask yourself if you're actually gonna use the new features. When I finally need to update my computer or my laptop every few years, I first always go on the Apple certified refurbished site. They sell recent models that are in perfect working shape for 25 to 35% less. I've been doing this ever since I got my first iPod in the 2000s, and I have saved thousands of dollars on Apple products ever since buying refurbished. And anytime I do have a big purchase, I always make sure to pay with my cashback credit card to get more cashback. And don't forget to check things like Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, and eBay, because there are always people trying to sell, used tech items. Okay, on to number 6. You've probably noticed that fast fashion makes it so cheap and easy to buy all of the latest trends, only for what you bought to fall apart in just a few washes, or it'll just go out of style next season anyway. Most people spend on average $326 to $525 each year on clothing, and that's a lot of waste. And most of the women that I know spend a lot more. And also, statistically, fast fashion clothing only lasts about 10 wears before it starts to literally fall apart. Like, there's data on this, it's not just you. So the best way to stop wasting money on clothes is to stop looking when you don't need it. If you do need to shop, what I personally do is buy fewer high quality pieces or buy gently used clothing. To in-person thrift stores, to online consignment shops, I cover my favorite places to shop in my 24 Frugal Tips video right here. All right, lucky number 7. Well, unless you're in the market for a new car. A recent Experian market report found that used car buyers spend about $200 less per month on their car payments than people who buy new. Used cars also carry lower title and insurance fees and sales taxes. Plus, the value of the car depreciates more slowly each year compared to a new car, which depreciates as soon as you drive it off the lot. This means if you decide to sell your car in 3 years, you can get more of your money back. Of course, I'm not saying buy an unsafe, clunky car, but maybe you don't need the newest model of the car with higher insurance and higher interest. Don't waste money. The 8th money pit on this list is one of those things we always forget to take care of, but it does add up. If you're like most Americans, you're probably wasting an average of $25 a month on subscriptions that you just aren't using at all. It could be a game in an app store, an unused streaming service, phone storage, or even dental insurance that I've been meaning to cancel for the past 6 months. And don't forget about your gym membership. As someone wise once said, use it or lose it. Not to keep sounding like a PSA or your high school health teacher, but vaping and smoking aren't just bad for your health, they're very, very bad for your wallet. The average price for a pack of cigarettes in the US is $8.39, and if you smoke 3 cigs a day, plan on wasting $460 every single year at a minimum. And if you vape, you'll waste over $1,500 a year on average. So cut it out while you still can, please. Your wallet is begging you. And finally, number 10, this one might shock you because we all love junk food, but it costs you in the long run and not just your health. Even though eating healthy costs an average of $1.50 more per day than buying junk food, I'm actually talking about the unnecessary junk food, like when I buy things when I stress eat, or when I buy that random bag of chips when I walk by the store just because I'm hungry in that moment. And in fact, people who cut out this random snacking save an average of $3 a day just from cutting out this junk food, because it totals to around $1,000 per year. Okay, so I want to know if you're wasting money on any of these things that I listed today, because after I cut those out, it definitely saved me so much money. Like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.